Hey, this is Diane from Teach Pre-K, and I just wanted to do a quick video this week about something that's just kind of been getting on me. I just want to pop in and apologize and say sorry, you guys didn't do a Halloween video. I ended up going to San Francisco for 4 days and fully planned on having my Halloween activities video finished and up before I left. Now I feel like it's too late. So Halloween is upon us this week. I hope you all have a lot of fun and survive it because it's nuts. But what I really wanted to talk about today is how in the early childhood profession, there seems to be this weird competition, not even competition, or effort to make some people feel just wrong about what they're doing as opposed to what somebody else is doing, and everyone thinks what they're doing is correct. And I am not here to say academic is correct, play-based is correct. It should be all social emotional. You should just throw the kids into a room and let them play and, take 25 minutes to talk out their feelings, then let every tantrum go on it until it's done, or cut them all off when they first start. I'm not going to talk about that. What I want to talk about today is how this is a hard job. This is a really hard job. And if you haven't heard me say that before, I hope this is super validating because I'm sure you have felt it. I equate our job teaching little kids ages 3 to 5 to giving a child's birthday party every single day. Now, I have one class 4 times a week just in the mornings. I used to teach 2. I used to teach all 5 days. Only one day, Friday, was half day. The rest, I would teach a 3 to 4 in the morning and a 4 to 5 in the afternoon. I felt like I was doing 2 birthday parties every single day because you've got this group of kids that may or may not always get along and like each other, right? Different groups of them might get along. You're going to have those who are going to want to hang back, those who are going to be clingy. I mean, it's everyone you see at the birthday party, right? They're going to be easily distracted. You have to make sure they're safe. You have to make sure they're happy. You have to kind of move from one event to another and not let anyone get too tired, too hungry, too overstimulated. You're just trying to keep this steady, fun thing going for, hour and a half, 2 hours tops. Well, if you teach an all-day program, you've got them all day. You have got them all day. If you're in a daycare situation, you might have them 10 hours a day, or maybe more. I have mine for 2.5 hours a day. I feel like that day is so short. I feel like I never get anything done. I try to cram so much in. So for me, it's easy to keep everything rolling because I don't have any time and I have to keep things rolling. Otherwise, I am never going to give the kids the experiences I want to give them. And there's a lot of different experiences. I want to do some, math foundational stuff, some literacy stuff, some art stuff, crafts, social emotional. I want to do gross motor and fine motor. I want to just have games and have fun. I want to take them outside to just play. I want them to just play with each other. I want to observe them just playing with each other. There's so much. I want to sing. I want to move. I want to jump. I want to do rhymes. I want to, the whole bit. And when you've only got 2.5 hours, you've got to try to get as much in as you can and maybe save certain days for other things like science and, you name it, because they are so eager to learn and it is so much fun. But you guys, this is a freaking hard job. That is the point I'm trying to get across. I'm kind of riffing today. I don't really have anything scripted or prepared for today. I just really want to just talk about this thing that's been kind of getting to me. What I don't like is teachers not supporting teachers, or teachers being super critical of other teachers and their methods and their way of doing things. I realize that we are at the mercy of our curriculum, our director, our state core standards. If we are teaching in a publicly funded place, we've got all those people that we've got to answer to, and we've got to stay the course and do what we're supposed to do. Same thing if we are teaching for a religious or a private institution. They're going to have their own set of rules. We have discipline problems that we have to deal with. Children acting out and throwing all our best laid plans just to the four winds. Everything's being scattered. You have holidays that come up and just add this extra energy. With really little kids, you have weather changes that come up that just bring extra energy with it that sometimes we have to handle and deal with. Plus, you've got little people who just want to be loved and listened to and protected and allowed to be themselves. The last thing we need is to be criticizing another teacher. We do not know their situations. We do not know why they are, handling maybe a discipline issue the way they do. If they are being cruel, if they are, being insensitive or anything like that, oh yeah, big red flag. But if they are being kind and loving and not shaming and doing their darndest to get from point A to point B with a meltdown happening halfway between, and still making the child feel loved, safe, and everything else, let it go, man. Let it go. Will it be perfect? Will it be textbook perfect? No. Gosh, no, we are never going to be perfect in the moment. So I want all of you to take that pressure off yourself to be perfect in the moment, because you're not going to be. You're not going to be. You have your other stuff going on too. Last week I had a night where I had 1 hour of sleep. And I had to deal with 3-year-olds in the morning. It turns out it all worked out fine, but holy moly, I was exhausted. What I want is for us as teachers in a teaching community to support each other, to hear each other out. If I come on and I say, this is how I would handle this, and this is how I would handle this, and this is how I would handle this, doesn't mean you have to. It means maybe you'll take that much of what I told you and apply it to a situation you're dealing with, and it just might work. It might be different than what you're doing. You might try it might not work at all, but it gives you another option. That's what I hope I'm here for and what my channel is here for. I want to help as many preschool teachers as I can. I am not perfect. I'm a good teacher. I have good classroom management skills. I am loved by my students and by their parents and by other teachers just because of who I am and how I do things. But I went through a pretty steep learning curve. I didn't know what I was doing. I had been a mother, and that was helpful. And I raised my children without shame, with lots of love, with talking through our feelings, with acknowledging their feelings, all that. So yeah, I brought that into the classroom with me, and that's what I do. But, I'm not perfect all the time. I had to really learn that what worked with my kids isn't going to work with every other child. And I have to get to know these children on so many different levels, just like you do, working with the principals that I've had, the directors that I've had, the aides that I've had, the other students in the room that can change the dynamic so fast. That I used to feel like I was being criticized and judged. And I just told myself that, when I started to learn more and to be a good classroom manager, to be good with kids, like really, really good, and really, really, dig in deep for even some of the most difficult cases, and finding the best ways to deal with stuff. The only thing I want to do is to share that in hopes that it will help someone else, like me, when I first started and I had that much experience. You know what I mean? There are things that some teachers do that I don't agree with. I don't like the red, green, yellow choices. I don't like it. Mostly because it gives me more work to do. I don't want more work. I don't want more work. I can talk about our choices that are good choices and the choices that are not so good choices. I have a whole unit that has like what are some good choices and some not so good choices. But I would rather get on their level, talk with them face to face, and say, okay, let's find another way that we could do this. Let's use our words instead of our hands. Let's ask if we could have the toy. Let's come to Mrs. Lee and say, Mrs. Lee, I'm really sad about this, or you made me sad. Whatever. Gosh, you guys, I will apologize to a child if they feel hurt for any reason, even if it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard and I never meant to hurt them. I don't care. If a child is feeling sad, I am going to take that on. And I just think that as teachers, there's too much pressure for us to put more pressure on other teachers or to accept more pressure from other teachers. If a teacher is trying to be helpful and just show you a different way of doing something, listen and respect that teacher, especially if they have more years than you. Or if there's somebody who might be just like you or younger than you or have less teaching experience, but said, you know what I did when I had a kid like that? I love that. All of the teachers that I teach with have less teaching experience than I do at my school. We all get together and talk. We all contribute ideas to help each other with issues. They're not just coming to me because I've been there the longest. I'm going to them because I want to know how their fresh, wonderful, beautiful young eyes can see that same situation and what they would do. And if you're not working in a collaborative environment like that and you're kind of stuck where you are right now, do what you can do to make it a collaborative environment. Some people aren't going to let you do that, and I'm sorry for you if you're working with one of them. I worked with one of them when I first started, and it was incredibly frustrating. And then somebody got hired in that, changed my life and changed my work environment for sure. But my point here, and I am going all over the place, but I really think that most of us out there understand exactly what I'm saying, is that our job is really, really, really hard. No one is in our same shoes when we have a discipline problem, or when we feel like we're drowning, or when our classroom is chaos, or when a director is coming down on us and we're just trying to survive the day, right? I really feel like the best thing you can do for your fellow teachers, and this is me included, is give each other support. I woke up this morning to a comment on this channel of somebody saying, hey, I love your videos. I love when you're setting up your classroom. You know what? You should really ask some volunteers to come and help. I bet some, people going through a teacher training program, or at like the community college or at the high school or whatever, would love to come and see how you set up your classroom. They can do some of that heavy lifting for you, and you can tell them why you set up your classroom this way. Well, guess who's doing that next year? Me. I'm like, why haven't I thought of that? That's the kind of support I love, where it is, love what you're doing, but this is how I think you could even do this better. I could help you make this easier. This is this great idea I had for you. I am so grateful for that one comment. I cannot even tell you. In fact, I hope the person who wrote it watches this video because they're going to see themselves in it. And there are some of you that comment all the time that are so stinking wonderful and nice. And I love you so much. And you just make me excited about my job, about this that I do, and everything else. And I appreciate it. And I hope I support you as much as you support me. And if you need more support, email me. Email me. I will absolutely help you as much as I can. I love it when you tell me what you want me to do a video about. And then I can specifically help you with exactly what you need. And that is the ultimate for me. But I think this video has gone on probably too long. But so I want to kind of put this out to all of you, that before you criticize, even in your head, another teacher that you work with, I want you to stop yourself and say, I don't know what they're going through in their personal life. I do not know what kind of morning they had. They might have found out their husband was cheating on them this morning and they're getting through the day, right? You don't know what the other students are like in the class. And yeah, maybe they don't know what they're doing, and maybe they do need more help. But instead of being a voice of criticism, be a voice of helpful support. That is the best thing that you can do. If you are, going through Instagram or Threads or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, anything, and you're seeing someone and you don't agree with what they're doing and you want to just get them, take a step back and realize that you aren't seeing the whole picture. In a post, in a reel, in a story, you can see this much. And you're probably either hearing a retelling of something or seeing just the littlest bit of something. And so lots of details are left out. So what I would like is, before you go in for, this is how you're doing that wrong, you should do this, or this is, you're shaming the child, or blah, blah, blah. Take a step back and go, whoa, that sounds really difficult. This is how I've handled something like that before. Validate their experience, or wow, that was a great way that you chose to handle that. I've also done it this way. Because, y'all, we should be helping each other. We don't get enough pay or enough respect to not be respecting each other. So that's it. That's me on my soapbox, just saying, support other teachers. Support. We're all doing the best we can. And those who aren't probably won't be around for very much longer anyway. And of course, if you see something happening that is truly damaging, you need to report it and you need to do your best to stop it. But I want you to really look at each situation very carefully, because somebody's 1 second reaction does not equal their entire body of work. I think I will be very honest with you guys. I have had some moments with some of my most frustrating classes where I didn't handle things always the way that I wished I could have in the moment. And I have had many moments that I have said that was not my shining moment. And I think that's normal. Not only is our job not easy, it can also be really high stress, and it's relentless and it's constant. And if you aren't being supported by your admin or other teachers, it gets worse, which is another reason why I want you to support other teachers. If you are an administrator or a director, see where you can give some compliments this week, or some help. Like, I'll have days where I'll just unlock the other teachers' doors and I'll take all their chairs down for them, just so their day starts a little bit easier. I wish I could do that every day, but I don't get there on time all the time. I mean, I'm always on time, but sometimes I have a lot of things to do and I just can't. But anyway, that's it. Just support each other and take care of each other. And I'll be here next week with what I do for teaching the 4 seasons. So thanks so much. Talk to you soon.